Hey everybody, welcome back to our P.O.V. podcast.
What's poppin', Jimbo?
Episode 7. Alright, what's going on?
Hey.
Yee, episode 7.
Did you just yee?
Yee, of course I just yeet.
Yee. Yee. Dead meme.
Dead meme. Just like on fleek. I somebody told me that, a lot of people have been telling me that actually because I've been using it a lot.
Yeah.
That on fleek is no longer a term that
No,
people use.
it's not.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed about that.
Do you still use the term on fleek?
I never used the term on fleek, and I started to, and people go, no, that's dead, man. You can't be using that. That's, you know.
Here come dat boy. I wish I was like that meme. Why? Because he's on a unicycle? No, because it died 8 months ago.
But yeah, they went in. Who is it? They had my one friend told me, he's like, he goes, you're like the equivalent of like a social media dad. He goes,
dude, I've literally said that for the longest time.
He's like, oh, I forgot. He said all the pictures you take are like up close shots of you, and I go, no, look at them. I said like half of them aren't. He said he's like all the filters look like something like all the rarest Pepe memes.
Yeah.
So then I went and I proceeded to take a picture of like the whole group that we were sitting there talking.
Yeah.
And I put like a star filter and I posted that. Like we're all the rarest Pepe now. I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah, I said on fleek, and Austin was like, you can't say that anymore. He's like, that's not a cool thing.
Dad, that's not a thing people say anymore.
You know what? I'm gonna make it a thing again.
No, Dad.
Yeah,
You can't.
Do what I want. It's America.
Fuck no.
Freedom of speech. No. Speaking of which, okay, so but they had a funny thing happened where, and I don't believe you know the backstory of this, correct?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, you know how Google is like this huge big company and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you play Watch Dogs, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen how like Noodle, their kind of counterpart, is all PC and kind of correct.
Yeah.
Well, they said that's it's not that extreme. They said in real life that's kind of how Google is. It's very correct, and everybody could come in, get their fruit, and you got to be nice to one another.
Yeah.
And you have your free fucking muffin in the cafeteria.
Whatever
it is. And that's kind of how Google is.
Yeah.
But this one dude, I believe it was his name, James Damore. I think I'm saying that right. James Damore.
Okay.
And this was a big thing that happened this week. I'm surprised you haven't heard about it.
No, I kind of just like stay in my room and have a perpetual mental breakdown.
Yeah, we're seniors now, so we could do that.
Yeah.
But they had a whole thing, and he wrote this. It was a memo, but people are calling it a manifesto.
Okay.
About the equality situation over at Google, and how everybody is so politically correct and focused on hiring more, more women and more African American and minorities. He's like, instead of just gauging them from what they value, he goes, there's like, we must have a minimum of 15% hire rate of African Americans. He goes, if they're qualified, then let them in.
Yeah.
Essentially, and he started it off where people take it like very much hate speech, but he started off. It says, what is it? Here, hold on, let me move the microphone because we could do that because we have movable mics. He says I value diversity and inclusion. I figured I was saying that right.
Yes.
And I'm not denying that sexism exists. And don't endorse using stereotypes when addressing the gap in representation in the population, but we need to look at the population differences in distribution. If we can have an honest discussion about this, then we can never truly solve the problem. If they can't have an honest discussion.
Yeah.
And he goes on to talk about the psychology of it and whatnot, and essentially warning people, hey, what I'm about to say, while I'm going to use facts and opinion to back it up, you guys are going to take offense to it. And that's like the internet, they did not fail, and that's exactly what they did. Because he went and he stated things like, we shouldn't just include women, we should be, fair representation of the skill.
Yeah.
But he had a whole thing, where was it? Yeah, like here, where people like kind of took it off to the deep end. At points, I think he went a little far with it, but I kind of agree with his point in some way. Mm-hmm. Whereas he's like, on average, men and women differ biologically. In many ways, these differences aren't just socially constructed because they're universal across human cultures. They often have clear biological causes and linked to testosterone, Biological males that were castrated at birth and raised as females often still identify and act like males, which I don't know how that has anything to do with anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
The underlying traits are highly heritable and exactly what we would predict from evolutionary psychology. And
I actually like studied that in it was in my fucking AP World History class. We were like learning how to debate, and we could pick our debate topic. I said topic. Wow, our debate topic, and everyone ended up picking like the wage gap and gender equality.
Yeah.
But what we didn't get to pick was our views. It was weird. So like our teacher was like, "You guys are on the against side. You're on the for side. Like either there is a wage gap or there isn't."
Yeah.
And I was on the isn't side. I didn't pick that. But you know, I actually we ended up researching a ton of shit and like finding stuff, and our conclusion was there is a wage gap, but it's reasonable. Like not reasonable, but it's I don't want to say like the wrong thing, but
it's not super noticeable.
It's not because of just sexism.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was like, you know, we found like biological shit and like, you know, maternity and, you know, like psychological aspects of the different genders.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, I don't know. It was fun to research if I didn't like agree with all of it, but like, you know, I had to make a good argument to get a good grade.
That's awesome. But yeah, so he had a whole thing, and it's like demoralize diversity, stop, you know, alienating conversations, confronting Google's bias, and he put it in a very professional way, and he backed up with facts and whatnot, even though some of the facts, like, while I kind of question their authenticity, but people have been saying that he's correct in that.
Yeah.
Like the one thing about the castration, has no idea how that has to apply to anything.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with the whole fact that he's trying to make, and he just like, you know, while I'm not trying to say anything, I just want to open up the discussion and maybe fix this issue.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
That is a good thing.
Well, the internet flipped out. Everybody,
as the internet does.
As the internet does, but actually this time they got a response. They flipped out, complained, did a whole thing. So the head now, this new job position, I guess what they had past 2 months ago, she said she started working. Mm-hmm. The head of Google diversity.
That's a thing?
That's a fucking thing now, which kind of pisses me off that we need to have fucking that. They went and they came out and they said that they decided to terminate his employment. And they fucking fired the guy because they said that while he's entitled to his opinion and this and that he broke some sort of Google rule, which they explained like it was something for a hate speech because of a certain like paragraph that he had wasn't like a discussion. It was more condescending and more like, oh, well, women do this, and this. He's like, that's generalizing and that's considered hate speech.
Well,
there's an argument for it. I understand, but instead of firing the guy, maybe make a fucking discussion like it was meant to do.
Yeah.
But no
one wants to fucking talk about shit anymore. Everyone's too worried about being wrong and like, you know, not being accepted socially. I think it goes back to like how humans are social beings.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's like everyone's like, oh no, everyone's all like on the internet now and like doesn't want to, you know, meet IRL. It's like we're still social. Everyone's so fucking scared of not being right.
Yeah, really. I mean,
it's like not being PC and not being accepted, which like I can understand because you will get fucking attacked if you're deemed wrong. But I don't fucking care personally. Like lots of my views personally are aligned with like the PC stuff anyway. But like I don't make an effort to be PC.
Yeah.
It's just like something I view.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like I don't think you should just straight up fire the guy and call him a hate monger.
Yeah, I mean that's the internet. I mean of course there were people who agreed with him, and there were people who flipped out immediately. Which I mean I get why some of them will be upset, but then at that point it's a discussion. But the internet has that special way of just taking everything to the extreme. Mm-hmm. I agree in some, like I said, some capacity. I say like 85% of it I agree with, and the fact that it shouldn't just be like especially nowadays. I had a discussion with, I forgot who I had this with. I had a discussion with someone about how now just diversity is just shoved down your throat.
Yeah,
it should just happen naturally. If I went into a job interview, and I went and say me and the person were exactly qualified, but I was a white person, the other person was African American. And they took that person purely on the fact that they were African American, or like say like 80%.
Which is racism.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a conversation with someone. They said you can't be racist against white people. I go,
I read
huh?
it there. Yeah,
I'm like, you're being biased against a race. That is the definition of racism.
100%. I read an article on BuzzFeed or so. I don't think it was BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
I think I said this before. I don't fucking remember what company. It wasn't BuzzFeed, but it was like the qualifications that you need to have in order to be racist.
Yeah. I think it was BuzzFeed. You said.
I wasn't sure back then, but like it was like you have to have been, your race has to have been oppressed in the past, and you can't have any power now, and like, you know, like that's like you can't be racist if you meet those qualifications. And I'm like, bull fucking shit, you can't be racist.
Yeah, really.
Like, even call it reverse racism, I'm fine with that. I hate that term, but like you're at least acknowledging the fact that it's like racism.
And those are completely wrong in the slightest. It's if you want to put it, okay, you had to be oppressed in the past. Okay, well, guess what? Whites are being oppressed kind of now. I mean, essentially.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, to a degree now. Like I saw on Facebook, someone was like, "Oh, you're a white straight male. I don't want to listen to you." It goes, well, regardless. I mean, what if I'm making a valid point?
Yeah.
If I agree with you, then you'll fucking listen. But if I have an opposing point, then you're a white straight male. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like, if you don't have power, I mean, we had an African American president not even, a year ago?
Yeah.
250 days ago, we had a president who was African, and you're telling me that, that you don't have any rights, any power?
Yeah, that's a stretch.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, maybe not as they should be.
Yeah,
maybe
definitely.
not as you'd like, but there is at least some.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's a start, if anything.
No one's going to listen to you because you're a white straight male on the internet.
Exactly. I mean...
I got the upper hand of being gay, but...
But they have, what is it? But yeah, I had a conversation, how diversity is just shoved down your throat.
Yeah.
And if you pick someone based purely, okay, he's African American and someone's white, they have the same qualifications. I'm going to pick him because he's black. That's the same thing as picking someone because they're white.
Yeah.
It's still racist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should pick it on qualifications.
Yeah.
Granted, if they have the same qualifications, then pick who the fuck you want.
Yeah, honestly.
But, I mean, it shouldn't just be like, oh, well, this person is, maybe this person is close to them, but they're black, so I'm going to pick them anyway. It's like, that's kind of stupid as well.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, I'll link the whole, memo. And
the
it's
whole memo.
The read through it. Yeah, it's like a 30-page memo that the guy posted.
I like that word, memo.
Memo.
But
yeah, they have. So yeah, that's his whole thing with that, and that was a big thing that came up this week, was the whole James Damore Google situation.
I had no idea that even existed.
Yeah, it was a big that, and I think it was yesterday on Virginia. I don't know if you've seen that on the news. That's a big thing.
No.
They declared a state of emergency because a whole bunch of white nationalists, and that's the official group. I'm not like KKK members. But I believe the official name is Whites National. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's Whites Nationalists. They stormed the Virginia campus with torches, and they were protesting.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then of course, as protests do, someone did something stupid.
And then it turned into a riot.
And even today, they said if you were in this town that I guess the Virginia University is in, they said you can't leave your house.
Jesus Christ!
Because then anti-protesters come out, and you seen a picture. It was an African American dude spraying white nationalists with like an aerosol can, but the aerosol can was shooting fire.
Oh fuck!
So that's how they were doing. They were pointing the torches. It looked like a scene out of a movie.
Jesus!
I'm like, holy shit!
Holy shit!
That's what happened. They said we should be free to, because they got rid of They got rid of a Confederate monument. It was like a statue of Robert E. Lee, and they're like, well, that's history, because they had the whole Confederate. They're like, that's history. You shouldn't. And they go, no, it represents racism, and hatred. So they went and they started out peaceful, and they did what they, I mean, if they wanted something to change, I guess they did what they needed to do.
Yeah. And
they're like, okay, good, you're protesting, but then inevitably that protest, especially about race, turned into a fucking riot.
Yeah.
And now they have guards out, and they have giant freaking armored trucks, and the Virginia governor declared a state of emergency.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's what happened with that.
Man, this is why I just lay on my bed and listen to music all day.
Yeah, really.
I don't gotta fucking deal with that shit.
Yeah, shit just sort of, things just sort of went crazy.
Yeah.
I think we've reached that point where it's going to be people who feel oppressed aren't going to take it anymore, and they're just going to push, and then the people who feel that some of it's too much are going to push back.
I feel like the United States is going to enter another civil war. I remember there was a study about civil wars in countries, and it turns out what the person found is America is way long overdue for their next one.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's gonna happen soon.
I mean, yeah.
I'm probably gonna get drafted, and I'm gonna be like, fuck that shit, and then end up in jail and be like, sup, motherfuckers. I'm here for the free food and free housing.
Well, can you get drafted for a civil war?
I don't know if you can get drafted for a civil war, but I'm not sure.
I mean...
There's going to be some war that I'm going to be 18 for and probably get drafted and not show up for.
Well, speaking of which, North Korea.
Yeah.
You heard about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went and they threatened, because they now have the capability, and varying sources are giving various things. They said either, no, they can't do it, or they can. They have intercontinental ballistic missiles, which some people said could hit the whole U.S., and other people are saying no, just Alaska.
Oh.
Okay. Which I mean, I'm like, nah. Like a lot of professionals in the field of, I guess, ICBMs have been saying both sides. So I mean, the only way to really know is the test. But
I don't do it, please.
Yeah, they said some of it there's a good chance it might burn up his atmosphere. Other people are saying it's not. But regardless, they could send missiles to the United States now, and they have miniaturized nuclear warheads.
Jesus.
North Korea now, and they are threatening Guam, which is United States territory.
Yeah.
It's like essentially like threatening your cousin.
Yeah.
But they went and they threatened the United States territory now, and they said we're planning on coming up with strategies to attack in the coming, however long they said. And they said we're preparing for the launch of missiles over at Guam.
Jesus.
Which and I'm like, what the fuck's up with Guam?
It's affiliated with the United States.
Essentially, that's where I'm like, oh, well, it's U.S. territory. Yeah, like I said, that's essentially like somebody threatening your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But they said as strategic military as far as the United States, because there's like 6 Air Force bases.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot. So Trump's like, we'll just release fire and power if you attack us, and then that's like the one thing everybody agreed with Trump on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some people give it him like he was a little dramatic about it, but everybody's like, yes, we should attack if they do.
Yeah, 100%.
But they went, and then so the North Korea went and they did another test, and they said, all right, right now we're at that boiling point.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point of where they did another test, and then Trump goes, listen, now UN sanctions are on them, China's getting involved, they're trying to take away all their military, their nukes and shit. So, but that's what they're trying to do now. They went and they're like, all right. And there's this all-out thing now, which essentially we're on the breaking point of, counterattack, or somebody may attack first, and we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I don't think we should attack first. But there's a whole argument on that too. I don't even know. I'm not 100% sure North Korea is even like gonna back up what they're saying.
Yeah.
Cause like, fucking Kim Jong.
Yeah. Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
Little fucking dumpling looking motherfucker.
So like, he probably would do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he will. I'm not 100% sure if North Korea has the balls. I did not mean that as a threat.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Because I know fucking Kim Jong's probably listening to this shit. And, like, he's like, little fucking American gay boy called me out. Gotta drop the nukes.
Gotta drop the nukes.
No, I'm not calling you out, Kim Jong. Please treat your people a little better.
I think it's gotten to the point of they're either going to nuke us or they're going to try and bomb us, and then they said there's a good chance that it wouldn't even reach us.
Yeah.
But the fact that they tried is
kind of scary.
Yeah, the fact that they tried, at that point, you send a missile towards the U.S., or any U.S. territory for that matter, and it's going to be, okay, now you got the United States attacking you. And China's obligated to agree with us. Britain and France is always with us in that kind of thing. Russia's obligated to agree with us now, according to the UN and our sanctions.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. I mean, I think those are like the 5 biggest powers on the UN.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't think it'd be smart to even try.
China cut off. They said, well, China's enduring these costs, and they're playing the victim in this. They're like, we're doing the costs, we're doing this, we're doing that, but essentially at the end of the game is they're gonna bitch about it, but they agree with the U.S.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, they don't want to blow anything up if they don't have to, but it's where we're at, like that breaking point now.
Yeah.
Either somebody's gonna perform a preemptive strike, like Trump is talking about it now. He's like, yeah, I think we're gonna attack first. And I'm like, just as long as we don't get bombed.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody agrees that their bullshit over there has gone on way fucking too long.
Yeah.
So it's fucking ridiculous how we let essentially like the one dude Philip DeFranco in the YouTube. He's like, they're just a baby with a hand grenade.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they are now.
I saw this dude walking outside, and I legit thought he was Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't know why. Like, I didn't see his body. Like, I saw his body, and I was like, that's not Lin.
That's not him at all.
But I saw his, like, face, or his head, and I was like, wow. But then I remembered he cut his hair, so, like, it can't be him, because it was up in a bun.
Yeah.
I was like, if that was Lin-Manuel Miranda, I would have ran out that fucking door so fast.
That's great.
I would have done Farmers Refuted right in front of him and been like, "Hey, I'm you."
Oh, I'm you. Look at me. Notice me, senpai. But they had what is it? No, we're back to school now.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Since the last time, I mean, now it's Thursday and Friday, and we had school.
Yeah, it fucking started on a Thursday for some reason.
Yeah,
that was kind of stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, I asked about that, and I think it was Austin who told me. They said the reason why they did that was because you know how essentially the first week you do nothing?
Yeah.
Because everybody's getting situated. They said now essentially this is 2 days to do nothing. And then this coming week now we can get started and actually do stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's good that they have like a day, like a whole week dedicated to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it sucks now because we got to do more.
Yeah.
We don't get an extra 3 days to do nothing.
We're, last year.
Yeah,
for us. We're seniors. Crazy. I'm really excited and scared.
Yeah.
I want it to be a big year though. I want to do tons of shit. I'm gonna do tons of shit artistically.
Yeah.
I got fucking guitar, chorus, piano, and theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do like all state and districts for all of those, and then I'm gonna try to perform as much as I can, and I'm gonna be in the rock band.
Nice.
So shit, I'm gonna have a full plate.
Yeah.
Mhm. I gotta worry about college auditions too. So
yeah, there's a lot going on now. Senior year.
Yeah.
I seen a meme. It was it's like, you excited for senior year? What are you gonna do with your life? What college are you gonna go to? What's gonna happen? It's just a baby like,
yeah, that baby's me. Yeah, I forgot how fucking anxious school made me though.
Yeah.
Cause like even on like fucking Friday, I woke up and I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. I don't know. I guess
I know the feeling. Yes.
I guess I like subconsciously associated school with like the anxiety and depression that I'm so prone to getting. And I want to fix it. I feel like I need to work on my mental state this year because it's slowly deteriorating.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna do like fucking do some shit that would probably get you fucking killed deteriorating.
Yeah.
But like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, everybody right now is a kind of like a weird transition in their lives.
Yeah.
Like either some people are taking it really well, some people are just kind of ignoring it, or some people are taking it not so well.
Yeah. And then like all my friends last year were like most of my friends last year were seniors and they graduated and going in and not seeing them every day kind of like fucks me up because I have separation anxiety and I can't deal with change.
Yeah.
So it fucking sucks being codependent.
That's great.
Yeah.
Sucks relying on somebody else. Yeah. I quickly realized at a very young age, which wasn't that young, but if you rely on other people, they're only gonna let you down.
Yeah.
That's at some point it's even if they're the best person in the world, it gets to a point where there's gonna be that one time, and it's just gonna be like, all right, well, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, that's, maybe there's not something that people can really do much to change, but it's just something that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't really like rely on other people. I try to be the person that everyone can rely on.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, I'm the fucking, like, last year, I was the fucking psychologist and all of my friends. Like, everyone came to me, like, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I love doing that. And, like, my backup career is therapy, like, a therapist. So, keep coming to me with your problems, and I will try to help you. But, like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many, like, fucking suicides I probably prevented last year.
Yeah.
I'm really, like, I'm bragging. It's not that extreme.
There was like over the summer with like a whole bunch of friends, and I know I had to have that whole thing, and yeah, I think people just, especially growing up now, it's very. My one teacher said, yeah, you guys got to deal with a lot more than I ever had to. Because essentially we had there was 3 AP classes in the entire school. She's like, you sat there, you did some stuff, you hung out with your boyfriend, because she was a female teacher. She's like, she hung out with your boyfriend, you went to you went out, you guys went to the movies, did stuff. She goes, and high school was fun. She goes, nah, not so much. She goes, now it's more like, get ready for college, and then college is supposed to have fun, and then guess what? If you don't, you go to college, there's a 30% chance you'll get a job or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you go to a secondary school, say like a law school, there's like a 60% chance you'll get a job.
Yeah.
And it's fucking stupid now.
Yeah. You know what? They said they shortened the in-between period time by a minute.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's instead of 5 minutes, it's 4 minutes now to get to your next class.
Really?
And that's the thing, because like they increase classes by a minute now. And the thing is, you remember that block schedule bullshit that we had to do?
Yeah.
They because we're increasing the classes by a minute, by the end of the year, that's an extra 3 hours of class time, so we won't have to do block schedules.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, I probably would have enjoyed it this year because I have all electives, but
yeah,
you know,
it was always fun because normally they did it towards like the end of the breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was okay with it because I'd sit there and we wouldn't be doing anything anyway.
Yeah.
So we just sort of sit there and chill for like the block.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
just
not bad. Yeah, it's not that bad.
And like the 2 classes that I don't know anyone, it's just like me sitting there like trying not to make eye contact with people. So like yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good that we don't have to do any more than we have to now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy that it's it's your last year of high school and then you're gonna move on. You're supposed to know what you're supposed to do with your life, and I know a lot of people really sort of don't.
Yeah. It's such a fucking. It's so like not right that everyone's like, oh, you need to know exactly what you're doing for the rest of your life after you get out of high school, and I'm like, I'm 18. What? I mean, I'm 17 right now, but I'll be 18 when I graduate.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're not supposed to know.
Yeah.
We have like our entire lives ahead of us. Let us figure it out as we go,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think too. Like I feel I'm pretty solid on what I want, but I know a lot. Like I'd say the majority of the teen population isn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted, and then people always, adults are always like, "Hey, you guys want to know what you do?" And my friends would be like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
It's just like you knew when you were at that age too. I think that's what they have. I think their parents did it to them.
Yeah.
Because yeah, and then they're just kind of continuing the cycle. Like, hey, you know what you want to do with the rest of your life? And it's kind of some sort of sick joke for the older generation. Watching some 18-year kids sort of screaming, I don't know what I want to do, Mom.
It's like, I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make it happen or, like, everything about it. Because, I want to do music.
Yeah.
And, like, I want to do, like, acting and shit. Like, maybe for, like, a career.
Yeah.
It's like, that's up in the air because I've been doing theater way more. And it's like, oh yeah, I actually might consider acting as a career and maybe like do Broadway, hopefully, pipe dream. But and it's like, oh, I could also like produce or like perform concert piano or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many options I could do artistically, and it's kind of fucking with my head because you can only go to college for a few of them, and it's like, okay, well. You can only double major. I don't know if I want to do piano and theater or like musical theater or like what? Oh shit.
All right then. You could always do, like you could just like drop into classes as well.
Like
I
never heard of that.
Yeah, you never heard of drop in?
No.
Well, I thought of this because I was sort of like thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to I want to see what I want to do, once I graduate, and I seen that. How like people go through like a 4-year degree program.
Yeah.
Like say, okay, I want to get my bachelor's degree. They go through this 4-year degree program. They pay like $35 to $1 billion, a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the minimum for like most universities is like $25,000 to $35,000.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. And then like the ones that actually people like, oh, that's a cool name, or like, oh, I think I've heard of that place. Those are $50,000 to $60,000.
Yeah.
But they have that and. You go through the 4-year degree program, and they go, okay, you need to take these mandatory classes, because it's college, you need to take these.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to take these classes that are mandatory for this program, and you get to pick the electives of which you kind of specialize in this program. So say you want to do music, you got to do English, math, science type things. Okay, this is required because it's college.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do these required classes like music, intro to music type stuff, musical production. And you need to take those because those are required for the program.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could either do like piano or like percussion as like an elective.
Yeah.
And you pay, however much a year. And then once you're by your senior year, it's essentially all electives.
Yeah.
But you pay for that and you take the class and then you get a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping into classes is, okay, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to go say, like, it's not towards a degree, but it's towards knowing what you want to do.
Okay.
Like, say, especially being a musician or, like, say, like an artist or something. Say, like, I want to be an artist, but I don't know how to paint.
Okay.
Then you can take a class on painting. You're not going to get a degree in painting, but you're going to say, okay, I've completed, a credit hour of painting. Now I know how to paint. And then if I do enough of these, maybe it'll equal out to a degree.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Steve Jobs did. He went when he dropped out of Stanford for I think it was like 8 months. He said he dropped into classes, like he did a calligraphy class.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he completed the class and he got a credit for calligraphy, but the whole reason wasn't towards a degree.
Yeah.
The whole thing was, now I know how to do calligraphy.
Okay.
Or like
it's like more like a self-improvement thing.
Exactly. That's what it is. Like, I mean, that's kind of what I feel going into college, because I don't want to enter a job market and work for someone stupid to me and make less money than they do.
Yeah.
As most jobs are. Let me work for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, so I got to do it, and I'm making less money for them.
Yeah.
That sounds smart.
That sounds
But they went, and that's why I was thinking of doing, instead of maybe going through just like a full degree and being like, you need to take this required math class, because I then have to pay for something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Which that's a fucking great idea all in itself. It would be, okay, I want to know something, so maybe I'll drop into, say, like business class. Okay, I could drop into computer science, and I learn it. I get some sort of college credit to it, but that's not the primary concern.
Yeah.
The primary concern is I learn it, and I can apply it to my field, and, I'm educated on it.
That's pretty fucking cool. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Over at SBC, they do it too. Like,
okay.
The one dude who works with me, he's taking like 3, I think, classes, because he doesn't want to go back to school.
Yeah.
Like fully, because he has a lot of stuff, and it's kind of costly.
Okay.
So he's like, I'm going to take these 3 classes because this is going to work towards what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay.
Fucking good for you.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
I've never heard of that, and
Yeah.
that's honestly one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, you could just, and then they have like certifications, which you could do kind of online, which is like you just take a class online, and guess what? Now you're certified in, well, maybe it could be a couple classes, but say you want to be certified in piano fixing.
Yeah.
You could take a class on piano fixing, and now you're a certified piano fixer by the University of, say, like Phoenix. And it's essentially, it's like not the same as the degree, but it's
like, yeah.
It's something saying that a university recognizes the fact that you did this and you know what the fuck you're doing.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, a lot of, especially in Florida, only thing they really talk about in schools is go to college, go to USF, Florida College type, Florida Central, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking FU, fucking CK, Florida U.
Yeah.
Whatever the fucking anagrams they have. I'm
Yeah.
like, FSFMU, I'm like, where the fuck do you go? I'm like, why does that name need to be so long?
FGCU what?
Yeah, really? FUCK? Huh? FUCKU? Yeah, that one. But that's all they really talk about is like, okay, you need to go to a Florida college, you need to do this.
Yeah.
They never say, okay, maybe here's some options.
Yeah.
Maybe here's some scholarship opportunities, here's some stuff. What do you want to do with your life? Oh, I really don't know. Well, here's some options. Explore them, see what you'd want to do.
That's why,
they really don't do that.
I took Avid, and I didn't like it because the entire class was like, it's like, blah, 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 college. Just learn, but it's about college.
Yeah.
I like touring college. I want to know about college, but I don't want to take a class that, just, prepares me for, just, tells me do college and nothing else.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I mean?
essentially what our education system is now.
Yeah.
You do elementary school, you learn your basics, cool. 5th grade, all right, we're kind of preparing you for middle school. Middle school is you learn some cool shit occasionally, you learn some important stuff. All right, maybe for the basics.
Yeah.
But then primary focus, pass tests, prepare for high school.
Yeah.
High school, pass tests, prepare for college.
Yes.
College, you learn some shit, you give us your money, then you go out and in your world, have fun. That's essentially, it's fucking stupid nowadays.
Yeah.
Everybody's so focused on, I need to do this, I need to do that. Let me follow this preset path. If that's what you want to do, but then that's genuinely what you want to do, fucking more power
if
to
that's
you.
what you want to do, then go do it.
But
But
if not,
I don't want to do that.
I told Austin, and Austin's a very, I think this is the kind of dream for everybody.
Yeah.
Most people, anyway. I'm like, his dream is to go to college, get a good college, get a good degree, have great scores, go get a job he loves, have a wife, 2 kids, dog named Spot, white picket fence kind of fucking, nuclear family, 60s.
Yeah.
And that's the American dream, I feel, for most people. You want to get married, you want to have your kids, you want to have a good job, you do your thing.
Yeah.
If I did that, I would go fucking insane.
Yeah.
More so than I am now.
Oh, 100% me too.
I couldn't sit there and just, okay, this is so mundane, so I get, I'll have kids, you'd have somebody who loves you, this, that, you're living comfortable. I couldn't. I have to go and, just sort of change and just do something innovative. It needs to be big.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just couldn't.
You're a really, a big person.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I'm saying.
In more ways than one.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah.
It could be taken on multiple aspects.
Yeah.
But the way I understand what you mean. And
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I more want to do my own thing and experiment with myself and how how I want to do things and put it towards like, you know, art and expressing myself and being artistic. I don't know. I haven't thought about like my future like relationship or like family wise.
Yeah.
I know I probably don't want kids.
See, a lot of people say that now.
Yeah, I know. My views are probably going to change, but as of now, I don't really want kids.
I'm in that same boat as in, like before I was like, yeah, I want kids. I want to have like a son or something to continue the legacy. And then just one day it sort of switched off. I go, you know what?
Yeah.
If I never got married, if I never had kids, I mean, optimally, if I could, I probably would.
Yeah.
You know, if I had somebody in life I cared about and I thought the time was right, I would marry him.
Yeah.
But if it never happened, I just don't think I'd be too upset.
I think I'd want to marry, but like I don't know about the whole kid part.
Yeah.
I have so many people lined up to be my surrogate mother, and I'm like,
awesome.
Well, I might not use you, you know. Yeah. I don't know.
That's awesome. You have a choice. I want number 4.
Which one has? No, I'm not going to say that. Oh my
Which
God.
one looks the most like this person?
Oh my God.
Who has the best physical features?
No.
What's my kid gonna look like? They have a whole bunch of crazy shit nowadays where you can. They said, I don't know if they could do it yet, but they said pretty soon you'll just be able to like, yep, I can pick the hair color and the eye color of my kid. I can kind of determine what they look like, the sex, everything.
Jesus, I don't think we should fuck with genetics that much.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like, okay, I can build a child. I can build a child.
Build a baby.
build a baby, essentially. Okay,
oh my God.
What do you want your child to be? All right, here you go.
That's fucked up. I don't think we should do that.
Yeah.
Because then you take out the whole, like, that just basically kind of takes freedom of will away from the child, you know?
Yeah.
If you can
like
decide how it's going to be.
Everybody's born in a tube.
Yeah. Well, then, like, that kid's going to go on to make more kids that want to be like them. And then we end up having, like, sections. It's going to be, like, fucking, like, the whole, like, dystopian future type. It's going to be, like, fucking Brave New World.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think
that's what everybody's worried about. And
I don't even like believe in God, and that's playing with God.
Yeah,
like,
essentially that's what it is. And
yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people are like, no, it's this, that. I get it. I understand that, but I mean, then not a lot of people are focusing solely on that. But we're finding it out through other avenues.
Yeah.
Like say, okay, we're gonna eliminate disease on a genetic level, and then they kind of stumble upon it, and they go,
oh, okay.
Oh, fuck, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then the issue they make is, all right, let's explore it. Let's know how to do it. Okay, that's all right too. But then some people are like, okay, now let's implement this into society, and that's where it kind of goes.
That's where, no. I feel like if they discover shit like that, they shouldn't disclose it to the public. You know what I mean?
You really?
I don't know. Well, like, there's some, like, I'm all for, like, freedom of information.
Yeah.
But there's some things that I feel like you shouldn't disclose to the public.
Like, they're not ready to know yet.
Or, like, you know, like, just, like, once you find it out, totally, like, terminate that idea from your mind. Like, you know, like, oh, if we can, like, decide how a child's gonna be before it's fucking born, and you find out a way to do that, like, cool, good for you, but, like, don't do it. Just keep that to yourself. Just
really.
No one else needs to know. You can kind of keep that to yourself, you know?
If you get injected with a cyanide pill and then nobody knows, this is good. But I think it's good in some degree of, like, okay, we can eliminate disease, this, all
that would be cool.
Birth defects, that's great. But when it's like, you know, okay, maybe you want your kid to have green hair. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, here's kind of what they're going to be like. Let me determine what kind of person they're going to be. Let me, like, make, like, essentially, like, build a baby. Like, it's a create your own adventure story.
Yeah.
Let me make my RPG character that's going to follow me around with my own little, what is it, pet, my own little summoner. That's where it kind of like, nah.
Yeah, draw the line there. That's where we're done. The physical appearance stuff is, like, pushing it. But once you get into personality manipulation, then, like, don't go there. That's the line you don't cross.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, cool if you want your kid to have green hair, but if you want him to be like a fucking Einstein, then, you know, and force him to be that way, then no.
Yeah,
don't.
It's good if we could, like, maybe improve in some way. Like, there's this thing in human genes that, like, naturally inhibits us from reaching our full potential. And it's like, okay, we can remove that and they have a better chance of succeeding in life.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
But if it's just kind of like, okay, now I'm going to change them, and now they're like the perfect soldier.
Yeah.
And now they're like the perfect garbage man. And now they're like the perfect U-Haul guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's kind of like, nah.
No. No, thank you. Bye-bye. That was fun. Those noises we made.
Oh, yeah, very enjoyable noises. They had, I think this would be a good time to do our next advice column.
Okay.
Now, this person doesn't have a name, though. I
Cool.
mean, it's nothing really like personal.
Okay.
So
is this like a comment that we got or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait,
It's
before we
another
do that, on my phone, I can't read the comments on our videos.
On like YouTube videos?
Yeah. It'll say like, it'll have the number of comments and I'll try to click on it, but it doesn't do it.
I've had an issue with that too, and I had that issue with that on a computer as well.
I don't know if I can, let me check it on my computer.
Like the top rated comment, or like the top 2 rated comments are the things that'll show up, but then like the other 3, you really can't.
Okay.
It's kind of weird how they do it.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Go into the advice column while I check this out.
Okay. So, like I said, if this isn't like a real personal thing, so I don't know why they would leave it anonymous.
Okay.
And their email is, I want to like release their email.
Yeah, don't say their email.
But it's like the way it is. It's just kind of like a generic email.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of like, all right, cool. So they feel, I guess this person is in high school. I don't know if they're a senior or a sophomore or what. But it says, I feel as if they don't teach us anything related to the real world in the school, like taxes or apartments. And how do I learn about doing these things before I go into the real world? And then I assume they probably talked to the parents or something beforehand.
Okay.
But, and this was from like anonymous.
Okay. They definitely don't teach you about shit you need for the real world in school.
That's all bullshit.
Unless you want to be a scientist, a mathematician, an engineer, that's it. That's done. Yeah, I can't fucking read the comments.
Yeah, with the comments? I have no idea what the fuck's
Okay,
up with
fuck it. I don't care. We'll fix it.
Yeah,
but yeah, they don't teach you the right shit in school. I'm not saying don't go to school, like go to school.
Yeah, really.
Because there is useful information you can take from it.
Of course.
But as far as like how to life, there isn't much there. I don't know where you'd go to learn it. You'd probably have to go to you'd probably have to look it up online or like go to different schools or like talk to someone who's like knows.
Yeah.
Like adults, I'm totally for, if someone older than you knows the things that you want to know, then yeah, talk to them.
Exactly. Like I know in my school we have this one teacher, Miss Spivey. She is very much, not just there to teach the curriculum and move on. She's very much do all extra teacher. Let's, go for it.
Yeah.
Let's try and make your experience here and prepare you for life and prepare you for being better human people.
Cool.
Yeah, she's such a great person. She had like 7 different jobs. She's like, I was forensic this and I did this, and she was on Broadway, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And she did all these cool stuff, and she's just like, yeah, I'm exploring my life and having fun with it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But she does a thing where one of our friends, he's like, I don't know how to do my taxes. So she's like, here, I'll show you. And then he goes, yeah, a lot of people don't know how to do this. Now, she does these classes, I believe, during lunch. I don't know if they started up yet or I don't know how they did them. Where it's going to be, okay, let's make a suggestion, and then say Monday, this coming Monday is going to be, during this class, is going to be talk about how to get an apartment.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Holy shit. She's such an awesome person.
Oh, yeah. And she'll like, okay, during lunch, during like, say, like once or twice a week, I don't know, like I said, I don't know how she's setting it up.
Yeah.
People could come in, or they could have like a section of like the auditorium or something. They could come in, and she could sit there and be like, okay, so let's talk about loans. Of course, everybody's different, but here's like the general idea on how you do this kind of thing.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I think something, and if you don't have like luckily.
If you don't have someone like that, then you're going to
have to
have
the parents, talk to your adults.
Yeah, you're going to have to, obviously make an effort to go out and find them. But, and like I haven't taken economics in high school yet. I'm taking that second semester, but I've heard that helps a little bit.
Not much.
Not much?
I don't know about basic economics, but AP economics is essentially about the system, and it's great as far as knowing about your world and knowing how things work, and you could kind of apply it to situations like that. But it's more like, okay, how is this going to affect me getting an apartment versus how do I get an apartment?
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. More like music theory versus learning how to play an instrument.
Oh, okay.
That's essentially what it is.
All right,
It's
cool.
like I know about music, but I don't know how to play the music yet.
Yeah.
But, the internet is such a valuable resource.
Honestly, though.
Even if you're embarrassed about it, don't be embarrassed about searching anything.
No.
Put it in incognito mode and be like, how do I get
That's
an
what
apartment?
I do about, like, psychology. Like, I wanted to learn psychology, and now I'm finally taking psych.
Yeah.
And, I looked up stuff like, I really wanted to learn about depression, so I looked up stuff about depression, and now I know how the brain works chemically.
Yeah, it's great. People forget, and they don't really realize. They're like, oh, I got to do this. If I don't have a book, I can't learn this. You have, probably in your pocket right now, and you're listening on with a device.
Yeah.
The entire known knowledge base. Or
knowledge.
Like, anywhere from, maybe, at least, I'd say, minimum 95, 96% of everything humans have ever known, ever.
Yeah.
At the tip of your fingers.
Yeah.
Like, you could take, in 30 seconds or less, I could get to an article that can make me as proficient in changing, like a car tire as a fucking mechanic.
Yeah.
I mean, I could know as much, maybe not do it as well, because they had like 30 years.
But you'll know how to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and that's something basic. I could learn how, fucking spruce trees work.
Yeah.
And then I could be on the same level as, a fucking botanist.
Yeah.
As far as, again, knowledge-wise and experience.
Get that knowledge off the internet.
You could, you could learn about fucking anything. Like, some people are like, well, how do you know that? School.
I read it on the internet.
Yeah, school fucking sure as hell didn't teach me it.
Yeah, no.
I forget what they call it. Bill Gates was the same thing, and I kind of found that out when they did the Bill Gates versus Trump comparison video.
Oh, okay.
It was like a little cartoon, and it's like, here's how much money they made, here's their height, here's them versus history, here's this. And they gave like a whole little, it was a little cool cartoon.
That's cool.
And Bill Gates is like, they called him, I forgot what the fucking word, I'll have to look it up. But essentially he teaches himself.
Okay.
They're like, he read 50 books a year on varying topics. That's why he knows so much about these things. And that's kind of what I do. Is I'm just like, okay, if I know about a topic, well, let me go explore the topic instead of just being like, I wonder how light bulbs work. Well, who the fuck cares? And then just moving on with my life.
Yeah.
I mean, we have go to a library too. People are always like, libraries. You'd be surprised. Libraries are just, if you want to like learn about something or anything in any regard, it's kind of ironic. They're like, really, libraries?
Yeah.
It's like, yes, of course you'd go to a fucking library to learn something.
Yeah.
They have books on anything.
You want to make sure you say it right though. Library.
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 Get the fuck back up to New York. Library.
Library. It's not a brary. There's no R before it.
Yes, there is.
There's no R in the E.
Yes, there is.
No,
there's not. That's like
library.
No, it's a library.
There's no. It's an A.
No.
Yes.
It's Library.
Yeah, there's no E in it.
There's no, but you're
library. Okay, moving on.
No, we are not moving on because I remember in middle school you said library when we were talking about fucking
library. Yeah.
No.
Barry. It's like Barry. Like a lion and the dude's named Barry. Library.
Okay. Look at this shit. Look at this.
Yes, I'm looking.
Hold on.
Oh.
Library. Library.
Yeah, library.
You're disregarding the first R.
But there's no E.
It doesn't matter.
It's included.
Library.
No.
I'm not saying library.
You're saying like lie and then berry. Library.
No.
Yes.
You're fucking...
Say it again?
Library.
Yeah, same thing. Nope. Library. Library.
I can't fucking sleep tonight knowing that you say library.
Well, you know what? Library.
Shut up! I'll fucking end you.
I'll make a beat to it.
No.
Library.
I'm the beat maker. You can't do that. You can't say it wrong and then take that from me.
Take the joy from you. That's a double whammy.
No. God damn it. Library.
Let's get to something we can both agree on. So, you hate Nazis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I didn't hesitate.
I didn't hesitate. So I'll pull up my phone and I'll show you.
Okay.
But there's this company, and I forget what the exact name of the company is, but based on the statement they put after this whole situation, they seem like one of those hippy-dippy, super liberal companies.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm sorry you didn't appreciate my art, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way they seemed.
Okay.
But they said, okay, what we're going to do is take back the swastika. What? So I go, okay, that's like, you know.
Well,
like
wait, hold on. Yeah, because the swastika was like a Christian symbol before it was.
It's been the symbol through like Hinduism and this and that, of peace and love. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, that's good.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, you want to make it something like, okay, it's, obviously it was associated with Nazism.
Yeah,
but it's a symbol throughout history of peace, and we shouldn't let it dictate our lives.
Yeah.
If they came up with that kind of message, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately,
there's always whenever there's a swastika, there's always an unfortunately.
But unfortunately, let's see if I can find the picture. There was this huge backlash because they did. I'm trying to find the fucking picture. Here we go. Because they did something like this.
Oh, okay.
Which was essentially just a giant swastika covered in a rainbow that says the word peace and like love and happiness. And this, they tried to reclaim the swastika by selling T-shirts embossed with rainbow versions of Nazi symbols. That has pulled this product after weeks of backlash, including anti-national symbolism groups.
Yeah, I would say there's steps you could take before you put the swastika on a shirt.
Yeah, they said KA Design was the name of it.
Okay. Yeah, it's like... It's like I read this one post. It was like, get pregnant, then you'll realize who your real friends are. Trust me. And then I'm like, then someone was like, I think there's steps you can take before that, though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get the whole like reclaim the swastika thing, but like, don't say it and then immediately put it on a shirt and try to sell it, because you know you're gonna get bad. Like, I mean, they probably didn't know, but like that was just a fucking big like bold move.
Yeah. They had a whole thing
Holy
like, we really
shit.
like the shape and the aesthetic. We look forward to share the beauty of the symbol detached from the hatred associated with it. Cool.
Yeah, but
Unnamed person told us the magazine the project represents the first step of our master plan, which was executed about the future that will give us. They used the words master plan.
wow.
I heard that. I think it was a Philip DeFranco show. He kind of said that. He kind of looked around, and I'm like, I'm like, listen.
Okay.
Like they're like, essentially like the way it was portrayed. We don't consider ourselves as skilled fashion designers, but we're more artists and free thinkers in general. They told the whole thing, we have some plans for the future. We hope to be able to extend the swastika line to new design concepts. And then they did a thing where it was the same shirt, but then they put like the red X around it.
Oh, okay.
Like anti-swastika. And I said, that's the exact opposite thing you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And essentially at the end of it, they're like, well, we're sorry that people didn't understand the way it was, and if you're offended that you need to do this.
That's so passive aggressive.
Yeah, it's exactly.
That is 100%. Dude, I kind of like, I don't agree with what they did, but I gotta give them props for that shade.
I mean, they went and they had a whole, I don't know the exact wording on it, but anybody who reads it agrees 100% that it was the most passive aggressive, like, I'm sorry you didn't understand.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I'm not apologizing. I'm apologizing for you.
Yeah.
I'm putting words in your mouth. That's essentially what they did.
I love that. Oh my
I'm
god.
like, these fucks, and they sort of took it to like a whole extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get, I don't even know how the fuck you could go about thinking about that. Let me just put a swastika on a t-shirt with some rainbows and be like, yep, I could sell this.
I like the idea. I don't like how they executed it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I feel that way.
Executed master plan. The words they were using too were so fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It was so horrible. I don't know if they planned it out to do that. Or
it was their master plan to do that.
Because this one girl's like, it's an insult to all the people who lost their lives during World War II. That they're trying to do this, and then they're making a whole thing. And plus, then it wasn't like a peaceful thing either. Like, okay, like all the profits went to charity. No, we made profit off the t-shirt.
Yeah.
They're making profit off a swastika t-shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, no. All right.
Yeah. You could have done better, honey.
Yeah. I could see that if they did maybe, I mean, this could be kind of controversial too, but if they took, say, like the Hindu symbol of a swastika, because it has like the dots and the lines.
Yeah.
And they sat there and put that on a t-shirt, and it's like, mean peace again.
Yeah.
Or it's peace, or like reclaim the symbol, peace. And they did something like that, and they showed a real representation, or like Gandhi or somebody praying next to the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could sit there and they could be like, look, we're showing what it used to mean and showing the peace that it had.
Mm-hmm.
And then they maybe displayed designs, and they're just like, hey, here's kind of what we're doing. And if they have backlash, which obviously they would, and you decided, hey, we don't give a fuck, then do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, a rainbow swastika.
Yeah, no.
That's just fucking, come on.
No, thanks.
That's like a gay person who's also a white supremacist.
Yeah.
that's like the dude who goes to the KKK and he's like, bitches, I will clean all the hoods tonight.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh, here comes Carl again.
Here comes
like,
gay
Carl. I am ready to roast all the minorities. Here comes gay Carl.
We gonna burn all of them. Can't say that word.
You can't say that. That's why I said minorities. That's why I was inclusive in my metaphorical hate. Metaphorically. in my Carl the gay man impression.
Well, but they don't like gay people either.
I know they don't, but that's...
Oh, okay, I see.
I'm just saying, it's just kind of like, just like a rainbow swastika. It's like, all right.
Yeah, no.
And it's like Hitler, honey.
Oh
that
my
mustache
god,
of yours is
have you
not
seen
working?
Okay, there's this musical called The Producers. Have you heard of it?
Yes, we and you have talked about it many times.
Yeah. I fucking saw it in school. We played the fucking Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah.
And they made Hitler the most flaming fucking gay.
Yeah.
Like, he has like, he's like howling, and then his like wrist goes limp, and he's like, Heil myself. And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing.
That's great.
Like,
yeah, dude, Mel Brooks is just a funny motherfucker.
Fuck yeah, keep it gay.
He was on, Mel Brooks was on, I forgot, it was like a children's TV show. And anything he's ever on, no, it wasn't a children's TV show, it was on Mad About You. It was an old sitcom back in like the 80s and 90s, I think. I think it was the 90s.
Okay.
And he was on that, and the whole, like, the cast was Jewish, so he was like the Jewish uncle. because Mel Brooks is a big time Jew.
Yeah.
And he every time he's on like a TV show or anything, he'll take this comb out of his pocket, and people prepare for it too. He'll take like this comb out of his pocket,
Yeah.
and he'll put it across his face to look like a little Hitler mustache, and he'll do the whole Z Heil, and he'll walk around. Like on Jimmy Fallon, he's just like, yeah, and he takes the comb out, and he combs his hand, and he goes, and he gets up, and he's doing it, and he's like, whoa, you can't be doing that. So he sat there, and he does it all the time. So what he did this time,
Whoa.
what he did this time was he was like combing his hair in the TV show, and then he put the little mustache, and he's like, I swear, and he's like swearing like with the hand, like, oh, I swear, and he did the whole thing, and then it was like a subtle like Z Heil little Hitler thing that he did because he couldn't actually like I guess do it on TV, especially back in the 90s.
No. Mm-mm.
So, but he did like a little subtle one, and I'm like, you funny fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, him and Gene Wilder were like best friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they did really good with it. The producers and History of the World. Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Brooks' History of the World. If you haven't seen that, that's fucking hysterical.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, it's funny.
I remember, speaking of movies I haven't seen, my friend, when I stayed the night at his house to go to MetroCon, he was like way excited about Kingsman 2 coming out.
Yeah,
like watches the trailer 10 times a night, excited about it.
That's a little too sad.
But I was like, oh, I've never seen Kingsman, and he was like, boy, I know what we're doing when you come to my house. And so I watched Kingsman for the first time, and holy shit.
It's a fucking good movie.
It's so fucking good. The action scenes were amazing, and like the plot was awesome and like crazy, and I loved it. There was in the beginning, I think there's like this whole like formula with like really confusing beginnings. Like it always gets me into the movie.
Yeah.
Because like the beginning of that, I was like watching it and I was like, are we in the middle of the movie? Like what the fuck? And like, you know, it got me like way more into it. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. You remember the scene where he was in the church?
Yeah, the church scene, everybody fucking loves.
Oh my god!
That is the biggest scene now. That's one of the biggest scenes in movies.
That was amazing.
Like they have, what is it? They have like, I'm trying to remember what it was, like Batman falling down from the roof for the first time. They have like, you know, the whole Darth Vader and Luke, I'm the father.
Yeah.
They have that, and now Kingsman with that church scene is now considered one of the biggest scenes ever in movies.
Yeah.
It was a fucking good movie.
It was so good, and I was like, now I want to see Kingsman 2, and he was like, I knew you would.
I like at the end, just like the princess, she's just like,
I'll
let you put in my butt. At the end, I'm like, I mean, if you're a super spy.
I loved how it ended.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I
good?
need more closure other than, like, the camera closing in on an ass, but, like, that was okay, because that was the tone of the movie.
Good for that guy. Yeah. I'm like, that guy just saved the world, and now that, good for him.
I wanted him to do it in my bum, though.
He's Johnny from Sing.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, he's Johnny from Sing.
I thought his voice sounded familiar, and then I looked him up, and I was like, oh shit, he is.
Yep,
and
Johnny
now I really want him to do it in my bum.
Oh my god.
He was so hot in that movie, like, I'm not gonna lie. And then the guy in the second one looks I'm really thirsty. If y'all haven't picked up on that yet, I've been single for 17 years, and it's just time for me to get a boy.
That's great.
Hey, Joe.
No, walk on. He like the microphone dropped and footsteps. Joe, where are you going? Don't leave me.
Joe, wait. Don't lock me in.
No, not me in.
Well, I guess I can unlock the door.
Why are you setting the place on fire?
Jesus.
Why are you chanting?
Oh my god. I didn't know you were against my gay that much.
Carl the gay KK member comes out. This ain't right, honey.
This is not right.
It's like, I don't know how I feel about him because my group against him, but...
Oh my god.
This should be a recurring character on our podcast. Carl the gay KK.
Carl the gay KKK member.
Honey.
Hunty, burn that cross.
Yeah, but he's an older person. He wouldn't use the word hunty.
Yeah, you would.
Do older people really use the word hunty?
Yeah. My aunt uses the word hunty.
Yeah, but I mean like older gay men.
Probably.
Do they really?
I can see it.
I could see it being like a dad kind of thing where they try and relate. And it's kind of cringy.
I don't know.
It's like a hunty. It's like, no, you can't. You're old. You can't say that anymore.
I've never met an older gay person, so I wouldn't be able to like.
You need to broaden your horizons.
Yeah.
You need to go meet some gay people.
I'm
sure there's some sort of con or something. Like gay pride parade. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was thinking about doing it.
There's like 3 of them a year, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's like a fuck ton.
I remember my school's GSA like really participated in that, and like I want to get more involved in my GSA this year, but I was like, I don't know, I'm not gonna go to pride parade.
Yeah.
It wasn't something I felt like doing. No reason.
Yeah.
I just like didn't feel like doing it.
I think I'm up for today. I'd rather stay inside.
That's me most days.
Play video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went, and speaking of video games, we went and it came up like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They had DoomFist.
Here we go.
And they introduced them. I remember Dylan telling me, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to play it before they released it, because on PC during the PTR they nerfed the fuck out of him. And you think he's overpowered then. Holy fucking shit. I got on, I played him like, alright, that does an uppercut. Okay, I put a hole in the wall. That's pretty cool looking. And I sat there and I went in, and I forgot that the left-hand side was your kills and the right-hand side was your deaths. So I'm like, why am I doing like, how do I have 20 deaths? Oh, you know, that's my kills.
That's my Eglims. Wait a minute.
I'm like, humble brag. Here we go. It's like 7-3. Ooh, okay. First 30 seconds of the game.
Okay.
I'm sitting there, and there was the amount of power and speed and just damage and energy that man could fucking take.
Yeah.
That dude is the best fucking person in that whole game. If you play him right, if you play him right.
Yeah, he's really hard to play.
Yeah, if you like go up against like an Orisa and you like just charge right at him, you're gonna get your fucking ass raped.
Yeah.
But like Reinhardt, dude, I had Reinhardt's running from me. That's how bad it was. Like a Reinhardt would come up to me, he'd kill like a fucking like Mercy or like fucking like Widowmaker, and then he'd turn around and I'd be fucking putting his ass into the wall.
Yeah.
the Reinhardt's running away, and he's sitting there with his shield up, and he's sitting there like taking 76 bullets and shit.
Yeah.
And then like fucking Widowmaker's sitting there putting shots in him, and then he sees my giant fucking gold glove black ass running as the character's DoomFist, and I'm running at him. The dude does a full 360, full 180, drops his shield and fucking charges the other way.
Oh my god.
I'm like, fuck you, and then that whole fist.
Yeah.
Dude, that fist
it can
is
punch
powerful.
through shields.
Yes, it can.
I love
That's
how
why
like
Reinhardt's
fucking
hating me. Reinhardt's like sitting there taking damage, and I go, fuck you, and I put him into a wall.
I love how Effie, like the girl who like designed Orisa, I love how she made Orisa to have shields to counter DoomFist, but DoomFist can punch through shields.
Yeah. Well, I think only the shotgun thing would just sort of.
Yeah.
Dude, if Orisa didn't have that much health, if she wasn't as health based,
well, she is pretty squishy for a tank.
But she's. I mean, if you go full on attack Orisa full health as a DoomFist, you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, but
if she takes maybe some damage and she's in like the 300 range, or maybe like high or like low 400 range, and you hit her from the side and you got your combos ready, you'll fuck up an Orisa.
Yeah.
But if you shit, I mean, if she has
if
full
you
health.
If you go at her with her full 400 health, then like you might not do it.
Yeah, those fucking.
You'll have some difficulty.
She has like 500.
No, she has 400.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's got the same health pool as Zarya, but she's more squishy because Zarya's health can regenerate because it's half shields.
Zarya is fucking tough with the shields and shit.
My god.
I don't think you'll punch through her shield.
Yeah, no, you can't.
If I fought of Zarya, and Zarya's kind of tough with the whole shield situation.
Yeah.
So you got to move around very quickly. But the whole game I had was a Zarya and a Mercy. So I'd sit there, put in like half damage, and I'm like, I'm just about to get like behind her and kill her, and then Mercy would sit there.
Yeah.
I get like 2 shots in, and then already like she'd be gaining health faster than I'd be killing her.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
because Mercy is best healer.
Soldier 76 though, he dropped that little healing thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there attacking him, and I'm sitting there shooting him with my shotgun bullets, and his health is dropping faster than he's healing.
Yeah.
It was great. I'm so educated. And the whole if you charge up that fist, you're fucking taking out. I'd say like a good at least 75% of the characters with one shot.
Yeah. I remember I played him one time, like in like a quick play match.
Yeah.
And they tried to hard counter me so hard. Like they had a Tracer on me, they had a Reaper on me, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And like I died a couple of times, but I was dishing out more damage overall, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't like. I mean, I liked it for that one like specific game, but I haven't played him since then. Because, you know, like in my team, like I'm always like either the healer or the tank.
Yep.
And it's like I'm not even. I used to main Zarya. I used to be the best. Like season 4.
Yeah.
I played the shit out of Zarya, and like I was so good with her, and now I can't play her as well anymore.
That's awesome.
Because I've been like playing healers, and like we got this one new guy in who plays Mercy a lot now.
Yeah.
But so like I can go DPS, but everyone else on the team is a fucking like offense main. So I'm like I don't want to play the tanks.
That's awesome.
But I can tank pretty good at.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You're gonna like really not believe me, but I can tank better as Tracer than an actual tank.
Yeah, I mean Tracer. If you could draw, I mean, especially with, and I kind of realize this with DoomFist too. If you go in and you go, okay, I'm full health. I'm going against say a Reinhardt and a Hanzo, or a Reinhardt and a Soldier 76. You have full health and you go in fully with the intent of just fucking them up. You don't worry about your health. That whole little boost to shields and shit he gets.
Yeah.
The speed and power which he hits. then you're gonna go and you're gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
He's almost like Reaper in a way, and I'm glad I named Reaper. You'll come in from the side, you do a lot of damage. Reaper does it in a semi-fast manner. DoomFist does a lot of damage really quickly. It takes a lot more bullets.
Yeah.
I'll come in, you'll sit there, I'll take out like 3 guys, I'll knock over the Orisa and fucking get out of there. So Orisa will get shot back up, and then I'll come back in and fucking Tracers and shit. Tracers, she's fast.
Yeah.
But it's great when
you catch her.
I sat there. Tracers will fear DoomFist at this point.
Yeah.
Because she'll sit there and she's like teleporting around, and DoomFist is fast, so he can kind of keep up with her. And then she'll sit there and she'll do that whole teleport thing, and I'll have my fist ready, and I'll fucking put her in the wall. I can tell you in the hour I played like I think like 10 games. He's like my 5th most played character now, and I put him into a wall. Or Reaper, if he gets some shots off, then maybe, but you hit him from the side, he's fucked.
I remember I kept playing Lucio a lot against DoomFist, and like I wasn't like playing Lucio because it was against DoomFist. I was playing Lucio because I was trying to get better as Lucio. And he never got me with the initial punch. You know how it does more damage when like the person you punch collides with the wall? I kept like getting hit, and I was like, oh, I'm fine, and then I hit a wall, and I'm like, what the fuck? That wall was like 10 feet behind me. What the fuck? You can't push me back that far. And like I'm a Lucio, so like I stay towards the walls to wall ride. So like it was bullshit. I was like, I'm not switching Lucio. I'm gonna stay Lucio. Everyone yelled at me.
That's awesome.
But it was I was like, stop.
Yeah, I fully realized DoomFist's power when I was on Nepal, and you know that whole thing with the section in the middle?
Yeah.
There was off to the side was a Hanzo shooting at people. So I come off from the side and I charged. I hit that Hanzo so fucking hard. He went across from the one side of the map to the other, and I seen him hit the wall, and at least that big fucking crater in the wall.
Yeah.
And he just limp bodies down. And I go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then I go in and they're sitting there like with a diva and like a Reaper and shit. So I'm fucking hitting them. I'm hitting Genji. I'm fucking knocking everybody off.
Yeah.
I got play of the game that game because I got like a triple kill.
Jesus.
And I'm like, yes, DoomFist.
I hate playing against him as Mercy too, because like she's so slow.
Mercy gets fucked.
Yeah, it's like once you're just like sitting there and then he's charging his fist, and it's like your teammate's right next to you, so you can't fly to them. It's like I accept my death. Yeah,
there was a Mercy and she was like behind them in the lines.
Yeah,
and everybody else was like on the other side, and she goes and she's like right next to me, like shooting her with a little pistol.
Yeah,
and I feel she fully recognized her death.
Yeah,
and I just rocket punched her onto the other fucking wall, and it was just it's hot. It's hard because she's kind of hot. But it's just seeing just like the body impact and the explosion. I'm like, yeah, this was worth it.
Yeah,
that was fucking great. So that's what I'm doing from now on. So now on, instead of like normally I'll main Reaper or I'll play Orisa as two. Now it's just gonna be DoomFist. There was a game somebody picked DoomFist. I'm like, fuck this, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm like, I'm being DoomFist.
It sucks because I used to be a DPS. I used to be a Tracer main, and now all my friends are playing DPS, and I'm like, I gotta be healer. And then my one friend who's a fucking bomb ass Mercy, he's playing Mercy, and I'm like, guess I gotta be tank, and I can't play tank.
You can do Zarya. Zarya's pretty good.
Yeah, but like I'm not good as her anymore. Like I have to get back into it.
Yeah. Orisa's pretty easy to get into.
Yeah.
She could do some pretty big damage.
Yeah.
She does pretty good.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to send something back to my
got
phone.
you. I could talk about this all day, but I'm not.
Okay.
But I went and I found an update to the whole trans ban.
Yeah.
So essentially I looked into the whole gender reassignment surgery.
Yeah.
And it's what you would think for the most part. I looked this up on Wikipedia, for one. And then I looked it up on a couple other websites, but Wikipedia does the best at explaining it. Like it does a great breakdown.
Yeah.
And essentially what it is exactly like you think. It changed your physical, the whole genital situation. But testosterone, they said, it's not an official thing. Like you can't really stop it. Like okay, you do testosterone, and your body is almost always going through these changes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to regulate. Like I remember before we said, if somebody's just like, oh my god, bro, I'm gonna call myself a girl, you should be allowed in the military at that point. But if you're going through changes and you're not in the correct state of mind, then maybe not. But so it's not like an official determined thing. Like scientists aren't like, oh yeah, after like 6 months you're fine. It's like it depends on the person. Most people are always going through these changes, so that kind of thing's hard.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, well, what does the official law say? And it's not a law, as far as I've seen.
Okay.
It's just a tweet. Like he's just like,
oh,
here's what we're doing. Here's like a rule, but there's no official legislation as far as I've seen. Like I said, I looked into this for a good hour yesterday, going up and down Google, and everybody said the same thing. It's not an official law yet. No government official signed off on this. it's just a tweet. So right now, I don't think they're doing it, or maybe they pushed it back. Is what happened. Is they were going to discuss it again, and by the fact that he's saying he's not going to do it, it's keeping the whole bill in limbo. So I guess it's kind of like by default.
Okay.
Like, he can't really change anything. He's just like, I pick option B.
Okay.
So right now, not much has changed, and I don't think much is going to change for a little bit.
Okay.
But once there's an official law, then they said that there may be room for debate.
Yeah.
So it might end up working.
Okay.
Who knows? But as of right now, there's no like official thing on it yet.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's cool then.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it, and I'm like, I looked more into it, because like I said, it's kind of, you know, especially in the world we live in now, and knowing people who, you know, I know like a good 2 or 3 people are transgender. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of interesting to see what they go through and kind of, you know, understand what's the whole situation with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was pretty interested to find that out.
Hey, I literally just like, I just thought of this like as a topic because my friend just sent me a meme. Have you seen that short film In a Heartbeat yet?
In a Heartbeat.
It's about like, it's a little short animated film about a closeted gay kid.
Yeah. I seen that one.
I was like, holy shit. I watched it for the first time and I was like, aww. But like, I was into it, but I wasn't like super into it because like, you know, it was cute. It was, and you know, it's like representation for homosexuality, you know? Yeah. It's like we have gay kids and they're closeted and, you know,
it's like a Pixar but for gays.
Yeah. And then like I was watching it and then like, you know, the dude like breaks his heart and then he comes back with the other half of his heart and they sit next to each other. I'm like, bitch, it's not that easy.
Yeah, really.
That dude would have said I'm straight and never talked to you again if this was the real world. But I guess it's not because, you know, animation always makes everything happier unless it's like
Inside Out, like fucking depression.
Inside Out, I loved that movie.
It was, but she was going through like hardcore depression for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my damn.
My mom took psychology in college, and so, you know, we were watching it, and she was like, lots of that is really accurate.
Yeah.
Like, you know, from a psychological standpoint, like, most of it was really true.
Yeah, they did. Pixar does pretty good with their research on that shit.
Yeah, but In a Heartbeat wasn't Pixar.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it was like a Pixar for gays.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like the whole little cute little animation, but with a homosexuality twist.
Yeah, I loved it. I was so like, I felt for the ginger kid.
Yeah, poor little bastards. It was funny. I'm like, all right. I'm like, that's kind of like, I seen that. And it was like, In a Heartbeat, and it was like 2 people together. There was 2 dudes, and I'm like, is this like a gay thing?
Yeah.
And I looked it up. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen something like that. I mean, it was at least not cute. Mainstream.
Yeah, definitely.
It was pretty cool to see that.
It was so cute. I almost cried. Me and my friend obsessed about it for a little bit. And then, I just wanted to bring that up because my friend sent me.
Yeah.
I gotta show you the meme that sparked this conversation. It was like
it's always a meme.
The dude hiding behind the tree, and it's a picture of Luigi with like the glowing eyes, and it says, "Mamma mia, I smell a homosexual."
It'd be funny if he had his little ghost pack as if he was hunting.
Yeah,
that would have been great. That would have been good if he had that.
Oh my god.
So, I'm taking this, and this is kind of like the backstory. I'm taking American national government.
Okay.
And then next semester it's international relations. But in this book that we had to read the first 8 pages of this book. Essentially, it starts off as a lot of people have mixed feelings on the government, which I agree with.
100.
But a lot of people are saying it's kind of ironic. Like, the book is essentially kind of condescending.
Okay.
It's ironic how people say, I don't want the government involved in things. But yet, during times of crisis, they want super big government intervention.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this was a textbook too, and I'm like, it's kind of condescending. But
I love condescending books.
So I'm like, all right, that's great. And they said, people like they don't realize how much the government does for them. They give them this power, they give them the electricity, they give them the roads they've been on. But the way, instead of just sort of it was very condescending, and I'm like I get where it was going, but I was like, fuck you. They're like, yeah, this, and I'm like, well, if they pay taxes, they're like, the government, people complain about paying taxes, but yet it goes to this. It's like, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, taxes do go to stuff. But it's kind of the way the stance they took was, you have everything in your life because of the government, so thank your government.
Oh,
that's that's I mean I'm sure Austin or like Little Woodman would disagree because they're in the class. Maybe they'd have a different opinion, but that's kind of what I got from the book. I'm like, well, fuck you too.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's kind of it didn't directly like say it, but
it was like the
that's kind of the vibe I got.
The
from
vibe, yeah.
It's still, I mean, I feel like it's going to be a great textbook because it's very, It's very kind of explanative. And
Yeah.
it's a college textbook, so
Okay.
it's not your high school fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the feeling I got from it. And then we started explaining it, and I think that's not what it's really saying, but maybe.
Okay.
But it's kind of cool. I'm gonna look forward to this class.
Yeah.
But then he's like, okay, so who has certain feelings on their government? So it got me thinking, a lot of people, especially nowadays, just don't really trust the government.
Yeah, no. I mean, you know who's in power, so we're gonna get a lot of differing opinions on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just kind of like, I know one kid was saying, he's like, I feel that the government gets heavily involved in private affairs.
Yeah.
And it takes away from the private section of our economy.
100%, I agree with that.
And then, I mean, he said it very professionally, and everybody was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think I agree completely. I think, there's certain aspects they should be involved in, but especially as far as like businesses and whatnot, they are way too fucking involved and with way too much regulation.
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the whole...
Sorry, I'm messing with my flash drive.
the whole government, it's just, it's kind of weird when you think about it. They're like, oh yeah, all the power that the government's... I'm like, I pay taxes. It's like, if you pay taxes, it's like, it's not like they just give everything for free like Canada.
Yeah.
And the fucking social health care.
Yeah.
It's Canada, right?
It's Canada.
Canada
yeah, they get free healthcare.
Fucking Canada. I heard the healthcare sucks, so...
Fucking Canada. Yeah.
I mean, how much healthcare can you need when you have fucking cops riding mooses and fucking maple trees?
You were talking about Canada, and it gave me an idea, but we're going to finish this thought. Not an idea, like, something to talk about.
Yes.
But we can finish this thought, like,
that's pretty much, I was
okay.
wondering.
You were just like, fuck Canada?
Yeah, that too, fuck Canada.
I love Canada.
But, I love Canada too, but...
I feel like
I feel like they might be better off in some regards, and the fact that they are better off in some regards, fuck them. Fuck them for it.
I feel like if I was a country, I'd be Canada.
Yeah?
Because I'm like the most neutral person out there, and also
Canada's
I'm really nice. I'm always like saying sorry.
Sorry.
I don't actually say it. I say sorry. I'm not actually Canadian.
Do you like maple syrup? Library.
Oh god. But there's this this thing. It's a musical thing. My theater teacher.
Okay, continue.
I don't know if I can. I need you to say it right, just one time. Please just say it right one time.
Nope.
Please.
Nope.
Please.
Nope.
Joe, please. Joe, I will fucking hang myself.
Nope.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Don't call my bluff like that.
Don't call my bluff like that.
But okay, so my theater teacher's obsessed with this musical. I don't know how new it is, but it's about this small island in Canada called Gander. That's the island.
Gander.
And it takes place during like 9/11 and the 5 days after it.
Okay.
So like the whole thing is like when 9/11 happened, they had to shut the U.S. airports down.
Yeah.
So all the planes that were in the air at the time going to the U.S. needed a place to land, and like stay.
Yeah, a lot of them were rerouted to Canada.
Yeah. So they got rerouted to this small like fucking island called Gander, which had like one of the biggest airports in North America.
Yeah.
And it's like this town like 6,000 people small. But like all these planes land there, and it ends up 9,000 people going into this town with 6,000 people, and it's like this whole story about like there's these 6,000 people trying to make these 9,000 people feel at home in like a time of crisis, but it's also like these people from America, like one character like is a mother and her son's in the fire department in New York.
Yeah.
So like you know how that story's gonna end.
Really.
And we only like watched a little bit of it. We watched a bootleg in class, and it was really like the opening number got me fucking jamming. It wasn't like a jamming song, but like the fucking percussion kicks in. It's like
that's pretty cool.
And it's like it was so good. And like I started listening to the rest of the soundtrack, and there's a gay couple in it, so I really like it. Both. The song was like they were on the plane, and there was this woman freaking out, and then like the guy's like, me and my boyfriend Kevin, we're both named Kevin. It was kind of cute for a while, but this lady was freaking out, and Kevin's not taking it well, and it just like Kevin's like, I'm going to kill her. It goes like she's like, I need to get off this plane, and then Kevin's like, hey, you want some Xanax? Cause you're freaking out, and it's freaking me out, and we are all freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, I'm Kevin.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Oh my god.
And I remember hearing about that, how the whole they went and it was it's kind of a funny story in a bad situation.
Yeah.
They said that the first day of this dude who was like the United States General Airport, like this dude was like in head of everything aviation in the United States. The dude's first day he got that job was 9/11.
Oh shit.
So first thing he had to do was shut down every airport in America.
That's crazy.
He was like, that's the first thing I ever had to do with my job. He goes, and we never had to have done that ever. He goes, that was like he goes, that's like, what's the worst that can happen? He goes, it's like a new job. What's the worst that can happen? That is the worst. I'm like, that fucking sucks.
Fucking terrorism is the worst that could happen.
That's the worst thing.
That's one of the things where you say, like, what's the worst that could happen? And then the worst thing that could happen happens.
It's like, what's the worst thing that can happen if I go to school today? A lot can happen.
That's like, this school gets shut up.
Yeah. Nowadays, nobody says that anymore. What's the worst that because they know it's going to fucking come true.
Oh my god.
What's the worst thing that could happen if I poke that bear with a stick? You never hear from Johnny again.
What's the worst thing that could happen if I poke that bear with a stick? I guess the best thing is I could get a boyfriend.
Oh my god! I knew you were gonna get that.
Yeah.
The worst thing that could happen is he could take you out for a very pleasant night and then never call you again.
Yeah.
So somebody used that. I forgot what it was. They used that as an insult. They're like, "I will take you out for a fantastic dinner, pay for all your food, and then never call you again."
Oh my god.
The dude on the other side, they were having like a hard rap battle, and the dude on the other side was like, "Oh my god." He's like, "That's horrible.
That's the worst thing that you could possibly do."
Thank you for fantastic of you, and then never speak to you ever again.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Jesus.
It was.
That's the one way you could fuck with my heart like that.
There was another one. I think it was a comedian. He said a story about how he went to this one high school party and like someone shit on this dude's computer and this whole thing because the teacher worked at the high school and they're like, fuck that guy, and they did a whole thing. But he said, yeah, and he left because the police were there, and he's like, fuck the police, and they started chanting, and then they realized the police were there, and he was chanting, fuck the police to the police. He said,
oh my god.
And then he's like, yeah, and he said next day to school, the kid ran up, who's the, because the parents came back. He goes, yeah, they're upset, somebody shared my dad's computer, yeah, they're all upset about that, but they're really upset because somebody took an old photo, like an old, like the grayscale black and white photo of my grandmother.
I think I've heard this story before.
Yeah, so he goes,
yeah.
No, he goes, he's thinking to himself, did I do that when I was drunk? He goes, no. He goes, yeah. He goes, I don't know who would do that. He goes, maybe you guys lost him, maybe he got destroyed. He said about like 5 years later, he was with his one friend. And his one friend goes, hey, you want to see something cool? And he goes, sure. And he takes him in the bathroom. He goes, this already wasn't going well. And he took him to a secret room in his bathroom. He goes, this really isn't going well.
Yeah.
And then he turns on the light. There's like a scene from a horror movie. He said he's seen all these old black and white photos of fucking random people.
Yeah.
And he goes, what's this? He goes, I steal old photos from people at the parties. He goes, why? He goes, because it's the one thing you can't replace.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
That's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
That's worse than like stealing like somebody's underwear.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can. That's like psychotic right there.
That's really fucking. I think that might be legit psychopath.
That's like beyond psychopath.
Or sociopath.
Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
That's fucking.
I've heard that before, and I was like, holy shit, this kid's hardcore. I call myself edgy. Like, holy fuck.
Fucking hell, alright.
I steal black and white old photos from parties. Why? Because they can't replace it. It's the one you can't replace, memory.
The one thing you can't replace is your memories.
Jesus.
They say that a lot. They say these psychopaths are antisocial.
Yeah,
but yet most CEOs that are psychopaths are like the most, like the people who are like blend in really well are like super social.
Psychopaths always act in their best interest. The definition of a psychopath is someone who acts only in their interest and doesn't give any shit about anyone else's life.
Really?
So like if being social is gonna get them what they want, then they're gonna do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I thought
narcissism was a part of it, but I didn't think that was the whole thing.
No, because I read this Snapchat article on Vice.
Yeah. Or
this Vice article on Snapchat, and it was like this dude diagnosed himself with psychopathy.
Yeah.
Because he kept taking tabs on like how he behaved.
Yeah.
And he kept taking notes on how he behaved to other people. And he was like, I think this is enough to classify myself as a psychopath. It's not like official, but
they don't have like an official list. I'm gonna Google psychopath.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, you really?
Psychopath definition. Because I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah. with abnormal or violent social behavior.
Unstable and aggressive person.
Yeah.
I feel like there's different stages of psychopath.
Yeah.
I feel so at that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's apparently in 1950, the United States just fucking was pumping out 1,000 of them. Look at it goes nothing. 1950s, fuck, psychopath, nuclear era, everybody going crazy because of nukes, and then 2010 it just sort of died.
Okay, a mental disorder in which an individual manifests amoral and antisocial behavior, lack of ability to love or establish meaningful personal relationships, extreme egocentricity, failure to learn from experience, etc. So they're just, it's like clinical asshole.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then they also have, that's what I'm saying. How I think this also, I feel I blame our confusion right now, partially on the whole mental disorder stigma in the United States.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to fucking talk about it, so nobody classifies or defines anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many. I think there's I'll do again more research on it to look, because I'm no super expert, but I know there's different types. Like there's like a narcissistic type of path, or there's like somebody who like really cares about people and they're out in the community, but they just don't. They're just not there mentally.
Yeah.
There's like that, or like somebody who's like super aggressive.
Thing, yeah. It's just like someone who. Hold on, I want to look up sociopathy now.
Yeah, I think because I was watching a TED Talk, and there's one dude who was a super rich guy.
Yeah.
He went, and the guy who got certified as like a psychopath, like diagnosed or whatever it is, went to him, and he was narcissistic. He blended well in society. He cared about himself a lot, semi cared about others, and was super self-involved.
Yeah.
Like mentally, but then he also wasn't super stable.
Yeah.
And then they said that's like textbook definition of psychopath. But then also was a criminal dude who pretended to be crazy. He goes, yeah, I'm crazy. And then he went to a sane asylum instead of getting out of jail. And he goes, wait, I'm not really crazy. And then that was a real thing.
Yeah.
But they said, well, the fact that he did that was also psychopathy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very broad definition.
Yeah, it's just someone who... I think, like, mostly it's someone who, like, just does anything for the benefit of themselves. Like, very egotistical, isn't social... But like if they're gonna get something out of it, then they'll be social.
Well, yeah, I think that's like one of them, because I know there's I think there's many types, because there's like I know there's like psychopaths that are the exact opposite of that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I might be a little psychopathic.
Yeah, I know Reaper's like, I'm a functioning psychopath.
I'm not a psychopath. I'm a high functioning psychopath.
That's what I'm saying. And he works relatively well with others. Mm-hmm. He works with Widowmaker and fucking and he does things in the nature of himself, but he also does it for Talon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a real general. I'm just saying
it's not a real.
He fits the bill though. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. Maybe there's a little bit of a psychopath in all of us.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if you dated Tim Bundy, then there's definitely a psychopath in you.
Oh my god.
That's great.
I feel like everyone has the capacity to be completely fucking insane. Like, if I really tapped into it, I could become a serial fucking cannibal if I wanted.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has the ability, but there's like the social factors and the whole mental thing. Mm-hmm. I feel very few people can cross a big line.
I think anyone can.
I think you have the capability when you're maybe developing.
Yeah.
But I think once you get, say like now, like you and Austin, I think you guys, if you pushed, you could do some pretty bad shit.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think there's a line in that sand still. With Ted Bundy's like, I wouldn't do this stuff because that's just wrong. I think there's still a line in that sand that very few people could push through that and just be like, fuck it. You know what? I'll nuke the rest of the world today. Fuck it. Let me go kill a baby. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I feel very few people can push and just be like, fuck it. Do whatever I want.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Not saying kill babies. That's not the message.
Do that.
Definitely don't do that.
No.
If anything, that's like the people you really, really shouldn't kill.
Yeah, no.
There's like everybody else and babies. It's just like everybody else then babies.
Yeah.
Don't kill anybody.
That was another thing when I was watching Kingsman, when they're like, lock your baby in the room, in the bathroom, and she like starts fucking beating down the door with the axe.
Here's
and I'm
Johnny.
Like, you're not gonna kill a baby. You can't do that in a movie. He's gonna save the day because that's a baby's life on the line, and this movie's not gonna kill a baby.
It could have been one of those movies where she killed a baby.
It could have been, but it wasn't. I was like, they're not gonna go that far.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're like, okay, this is just going crazy. Mm-hmm. But then you see something, and you go, yeah, they're not crossing that line.
They're not gonna cross that line.
Same thing with people like, you could be a serial cannibal, but you know what? You're not going to go fucking burn a bunch of babies.
Well, I'm kidding.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I'm sure Austin could fucking stab somebody. Probably me one day. But I doubt that he's going to go out and become a serial rapist.
Yeah.
Maybe he will, but I doubt it. I believe it.
I think, like, I honestly believe that the vast majority of the population has the capacity to do some fucked up shit if they wanted to.
But
there's a certain part of your mind that you have to tap into to be able to pull that shit off. Yeah. But I think anyone can do it.
And then there's I think there's also that few who have to stop themselves from doing that.
Yeah.
I think it's that point.
Mm-hmm. It's like in fucking anime when like the fucking someone goes fucking crazy, and it's like they do something they would never do, and like they're screaming and their fucking pupils are dilated as shit, and it's like it's like, oh my god, what the fuck, they never do that.
I think of it a good way also, kind of like Batman.
Yeah.
Like more than anything, he would want to fucking just slit Joker's throat.
Yeah.
But he can't.
Yeah, no, it's his morals.
Well, not just his morals, because then he knows, then he'll know it would be no better than the rest of them.
Yeah. Fucking morals. Morals hold people back. I'm kidding. Don't.
Don't. Oh my god. I feel that's a lack. I think that's a problem in society, is a lack of morals.
Yeah.
That's what people have nowadays, is lack of morals. People suck.
Dude, fucking cynicism. Is it cynicism? Being cynical?
I have no clue.
Because
I believe in people, but I think there's also, I believe in people, and I feel that if pushed, we could do what we need to. I feel like I believe in people more than I'd say anybody I know. Yeah. But also I understand people in a regard of, I know what's probably going to happen in a certain situation.
I 100% believe in people.
Yeah. Like if a terrorist attack happened, I fully believe that people could band together and help their fellow man. Mm-hmm. But if if I fucking drop my papers on the street, I doubt somebody. Yeah, no. I mean, of course, there's a good chance somebody will, but there's also an equally good chance somebody's just gonna fucking walk right by.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm an existentialist, so I think, like, people could. I do believe that everything that's going on now is a result of people. I guess, like, in some regards, I'm a pessimistic existentialist, but I wouldn't say, like, completely, because, like, I believe that everything that people do is a result of people. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think, especially nowadays, it's less survival and more just try to do what you want.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I think we have such a wide understanding. I think we have such a limited view on people, but I think people want to know more. But
definitely.
And they think that they have a good idea on people, but the general person knows so little. Mm-hmm. So little.
You gotta learn yourself before you try to want to learn other people.
Yeah, I mean, people can't really come to terms with really anything.
Yeah, no.
It's very hard for people. I mean, I consider myself good in a regard, but it's hard to see people like they're just like, oh yeah, I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I knew or something happens and I can't come to terms with it. Mm-hmm. It's like, well.
I know it's really hard for me to come to terms with shit.
See, I come to terms with things probably before they happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like when somebody was, like, I'm trying to remember, like with my grandmother, when she was like, oh yeah, she wasn't really feeling well, I kind of knew.
Yeah.
And at that point, even when like the rest of, like, of course you have a kind of hunch, but at that point I just sort of just came to terms with it.
Yeah.
I had that, you had that shower thought, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, it sucks, I go through my grieving process, I did it, and I came to terms with it, and then the next day it happened. Everybody was like, you're right? I'm like, yeah, I kind of came to terms with it already, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world is a crazy place.
Yeah.
The world is a very, very fucking crazy place.
I feel like we've ended a lot of episodes with that. The world's a crazy place.
Well, yeah, that's because it's true.
Yeah.
Well, we'll end up on a more upbeat thing, because we're going to talk about food. Because food is amazing. So we're going to talk about our sponsor, because we haven't talked about them yet. Mm-hmm. This episode is brought to you partly because of Bella Italia. If you're in the Largo area and you're looking for great Italian food, come to Bella Italia. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have great homemade pizza and everything.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty.
iDubbbz comes in and is like, hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, that'd be great.
He doesn't. They haven't had iDubbbz yet, but it's a goal.
Yeah, it's a goal. Have iDubbbz. that's the goal of life, is just have
iDubbbz come into your place of business.
Yeah, have iDubbbz give you approval.
Can't say that.
Yeah, really. I remember we got in so much trouble for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we sponsor that. We didn't say our names this podcast episode.
Oh yeah, no.
So we'll probably I don't know. Maybe we'll do an intro. Everybody be like, "What are you talking about?" And we could just re-record over.
Yeah, I know.
Magic of editing. But yeah, tell everybody to like and subscribe. I guess that's the thing we could do because.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do that. So we could. I mean, like and subscribe.
Like and sub. We need to have a fucking cool, like, unique thing we do.
It says subscribe, like the one.
No,
you know?
Mac does that already. Yeah. Subscribe.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We're still trying to figure this shit out as we go.
It's only episode 7.
Yeah.
All right.
Love you guys.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Guys are wrap.